Come on in. Felt like coming to the lab, you dig? Felt like coming to the lab, putting some work in. One of those days. Keisha Love, what up? Put your nines up. You already know. You already know. El Fahima, Shorty Blue, what up? Let's talk that Kanye talk real quick. Paul Tugger, what up? What's cracking? What's cracking? Jeremiah, I see you. Sam Garcia. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, im hotep, shalom. Uncle Mayat. Let's talk to Kanye. Let's talk this Kanye business real quick. Those of you who have been following me for quite some time will remember a video that I did on the stoop back in the day where I broke down what Christianity was getting ready to do. I hope some of y'all paid attention to that because you're starting to see it now coming to fruition, as I told you years ago. In that video, I referenced Chance the Rapper. I also referenced Kendrick Lamar. And what I told you was that what they're getting ready to do is to usher in a new movement of Christianity. If you pay attention to Christianity and the tactics that they use to stay relevant and alive, is at first they will shun whatever it is that you're doing as a sin until it becomes widely accepted, and then it becomes compromisable. Okay. Jeremiah says, I got the album. It's okay. I haven't heard the album. I'm not supporting the album. I'm good on it. He won't even get a stream from me. Because I already know what it is. So I've already prophesied this it's about 2 years ago. It's probably been when I prophesied it. And basically what Christianity does, just like back in the day, if any of y'all had been Christians back in the day when you weren't allowed to even listen to R&B music, right? Now they have Christian R&B music. There was a time when hip hop wasn't accepted in Christianity. Now there's Christian hip hop, as well as all the movements, anything, you come out with trap music, right? You can find Christian trap music. So what they do is they pretty much just see where the world is going. Because remember, Christianity is a religion that's ran by the government, essentially. So once something becomes accepted, Christianity begins to evolve into it. And they watch what people like us are doing. It's no coincidence you're starting to see a lot of people that are in Christianity now start to rock full beards and stuff like that. They're starting to mimic us. Remember when Christianity used to be real clean cut, right? Real almost Mormon-like. They barely even had mustaches and beards. You know what I'm saying? Or goatees. You know what I'm saying? They were really clean cut individuals. Now you're going to start to see Christians walking around with locks. You're going to start seeing Christians walk around looking like us. You know what I'm saying? Because they now, after you look stupid for a certain amount of time, you have to evolve and disguise yourself. They're really, really clever in their tactics. So this Kanye situation is he's basically the face of the new movement that's coming along. And I told you guys, I said, hey, listen, you have a small window to grasp this African spirituality and the sacred sciences as is before it's going to have to evolve and be a little bit more radical, because the rest of the religions are going to have to become more radical in their approach to even keep up. They're struggling right now. Christianity is struggling right now. People are leaving the faith by the droves, and they're starting to tap into their true African spiritual traditions. And more people are starting to see, where this thing is headed. So what's happening now is they need a new face because it's become dry. It's become old. You know what I'm saying? To the point where now they want to revamp it. You know what I'm saying? And we peeped this coming a long time ago because, when you gain so much ground, when you gain that much ground, they have to adjust. And Christianity is really good at disguising himself in that. So now you're going to see where it becomes mainstream to now rap about Christianity on the radio and stuff like that. That's what Kanye is trying to do. And was trying to do that. He was in alignment for it already. But when he first started and got with, Rockefeller, that whole regime that failed. It wasn't time for that yet. You know what I'm saying? Because they needed for the conscious movement to be relevant before they could have any type of even lane. You see what I'm saying? So once the conscious movement became public and African spirituality became something that was talked about, now it gives them a playing field, right? Which you should be ready for. It gives them a climate to play in, because if you don't create a devil first, right, you have nothing to fight. You know what I'm saying? Christianity is nothing without the first sin. You know what I'm saying? Without Adam doing what he did or Eve doing what he did, right? There's no need for a Jesus. See what I'm saying? So that's why it's important for them to foundationally believe in the first story. Otherwise, the other stories mean nothing. You see, when we say that Abraham is allegorical, right, that destroys the rest of the book. You see what I'm saying? Some of them we would say, Abraham was allegorical. Well, if Abraham is allegorical, that means all of his children are allegorical too. You know what I'm saying? You can't separate one from the other. So this is why it's important that you accept the foundational principles of Christianity before you can delve and move into what they're moving into now. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't accept that the sins that they have established, such as at first it was, hip hop and, now remember when it was smoking was doing drugs. They used to be doing drugs when you were smoking, right? Now that it's legal, they can't use that anymore. You know what I mean? So they have to find a new sin, right? So now, what Kanye is in charge of is introducing a new sin of the music, right? And what you're doing musically, how you express yourself artistically, has now become a new sin. But this is after he's done all his sinning. You know what I'm saying? This is after he paved the way for all of them to even be put into the game. Now all of a sudden, it's the devil's music. It wasn't the devil's music before he had his Lamborghini. It wasn't the devil's music, before he was smashing Kim Kardashian. It was good then. So you got to keep in mind the strategy. The strategy. You have to create a devil before you can usher in a Messiah. You see what I'm saying? So it's all a part of an agenda to create what we call a jihad, right? Or what some may call, a holy war. Or a war on all religions in general. I don't subscribe to any religion, so it's really not my war to fight. But it's my contention to make sure that you have the intel and the knowledge so that you can see what's going on here and you're able to understand what it is that you're looking at. Because this is not just one man who decided, I'm going to get saved today. This is an agenda. You see, he's now has to be the puppet of Donald Trump. He has to be the voice piece for Donald Trump. If you listen to him, he don't even know how to talk about Christianity. He don't even know what the hell he's supposed to be worshiping at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just Jesus. It's a new Christian. You ever seen a new Christian, a baby Christian, when they first come into the faith, right? All they know is Jesus, right? Well, what happened to you? Well, Jesus said, it's like, well, what's going on? Well, Jesus, right? It's like, everything ain't Jesus, bro. Everything ain't, you know what I mean? You got to be able to specifically tell us what's going on. He can't do that because he's a voice piece for someone else, essentially. So, when you become a puppet, you have to keep it real broad and real bland. You see what I'm saying? He don't even have a verse that he could spit for you right now. You know what I'm saying? He's brand new, but he understands what his mission is, right? Because his mission was given to him by someone else. This is not him. And when you understand that it's not him, then you realize what's happening. You know what I'm saying? That he's just a puppet. He's just a puppet. And he's playing his role. Right? So expect, and I told y'all this. I told y'all in the video, expect in the next couple of years, the agenda of what was going to happen. I figured they were going to use Chance or what's the name? Or Kendrick Lamar, but they weren't as established yet. So they had to find somebody that was ready to relinquish and sacrifice what he has already made. You see, since Kanye wasn't getting no play, right, in the real world for like the last, I don't know, couple of years now. People ain't been really looking to see what Kanye's doing musically. He had to find some way to gravitate and grab the people's attention. You know what I'm saying? So threatening to give up everything that he's already done is the only way. It's the only way. Jay-Z did it back in the day with What More Can I Say? When he dropped that joint, he had to give up and threaten to retire in order for people to now pay attention to him again. You see what I'm saying? Because it was starting to fizzle out. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, some these artists got to do what they got to do to sell their records. They got to do what they got to do. At the end of the day, you know, no matter what you want to call it or no matter what you want to see it as, he's still selling records to you. You see what I'm saying? He has to create an energy behind selling that record. And we've seen this before. We've seen this movie before with Mace. Remember when Mace got saved? Well, you see, and had to drop his little music or whatever. You know, people don't mind using the Jesus tactic because this is the same thing that pastors do anyway. They pimping Jesus to get their check. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, him doing what he's doing ain't no different, and y'all gotta recognize that. It ain't no different. You know, so expect people who don't have this information that I'm giving you now to be sucked in. There's gonna be people that are sucked in and say, "Oh wow, Kanye turned into a good Christian, and you know, we're touching the masses." You know what I'm saying? That's how the church is gonna see it. They're gonna say the Lord is using him. You see what I'm saying? To bring more people into the movement, but they don't realize like if Kanye was still popping, he would not be a Christian. You know what I'm saying? He came to y'all because we was done with his dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? We was calling him a coon and all that type of stuff. So that's the reason why he came to Christianity, because Christianity will accept any form of fuckery. They will accept any form of fuckery and they will give you forgiveness in exchange for it. You understand me? Just please help our numbers. Please help some people to come in and pay this goddamn mortgage for the church. Please get us a tithe. You understand me? So you got to understand the tactics of Christianity and how they move. I was in it all too long to understand how this thing works. Every form and genre of music that is created, eventually Christianity will see that everybody else is gravitating towards it, and the body of Christ will have to follow suit. The same way when what's his name, little man, Kirk Franklin came out. He came out talking about booyaka, 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 whoa, and Christianity was like, what, right? But then when they saw the people in the club was dancing to it, they said, oh, wait a minute here. We may have to accept this genre of music. We may have to accept it because it's getting people to come to church. So whatever we got to do, you know, let's just make him the new Pied Piper. Kirk Franklin done phased out, right? So now we need a new Pied Piper, for Christianity to toot his little horn and get some more folk to come up on behind the sacred desk. That's what they're gonna need. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand how they work. They'll make anything okay. Don't be surprised if you see Christian weed smokers. If they drop a weed smoking society for Christians, they don't care. They really don't. They have no chill when it comes to it. All you gotta do is make it cool for the whole planet to accept it, and eventually it's gonna spin off. Somebody said, for real though, Stomp, right? Remember when Stomp came out? Had everybody in the club talking about Stomp, Stomp, what my people say, Stomp, what my brother say, what my cousin say, That's how they do. But you gotta pay attention to it, man. You gotta pay attention to it. The shift done happened because when we hit them with this conscious stuff in the last 2 to 5 years, bro, you seen churches shutting down, folks starting up businesses, don't even want to be a part of it no more. It got real crazy. You seen pews out on the curb for the garbage man to pick up, like literally. You see them? You know what I mean? So somebody gotta start making some moves and start shaking. You feel me? Somebody got to start, you know what I mean? Jesus, Christ. Crush. Somebody got to start shucking out this bitch. Because it's getting crazy. See what I'm saying? Crush. Expect all of that. It's coming. You see what I'm saying? All of that. But if you ain't focused, you ain't paying attention. You know, if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So don't get mad. Don't get mad when you start seeing it pop up like this, because it's the latter days. It's the end days for these niggas. They're going to have to start switching this up. They got to start switching it up. So this is what you're seeing, and you need a face behind it. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody that could show them what the culture can look like so they can aspire to something, right? Don't be surprised if you start seeing people, copycats of Kanye, right? Where they start having the churches without walls all over the place outside. Niggas starting to bring MPs outside. Don't be surprised if you know what I'm saying? If you don't see these niggas pop up with this shit. They gonna pop up with this shit outside. And they gonna be playing beats talking about flipping all your favorite songs into Jesus songs now. Don't get it twisted. I know how these niggas give it up. I know how they give it up. They will take anything and try to flip that shit into some Jesus shit. That's what Kanye did. He took all the songs that everybody did. Them niggas was singing genuine songs. Songs by Genuine and flipping that shit into Jesus. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. You know that's fuckery. Because at the end of the day, it's a spiritual thing. So the words don't mean nothing. If you take somebody else's song, a worldly song, and try to flip it, the spirit behind it and the melody that was created from a worldly person in a worldly mind and a worldly heart. How the hell you trying to flip a song about riding my pony and talking about Jesus? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't do that. Not even you, Yeezy, can do that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to be the mouthpiece for Donald Trump and religion, because he can't do it. Nobody would believe him. You see what I'm saying? He's not believable. So Kanye is a perfect person because, you know, he came from that background with his mama and stuff like that. He dropped Jesus Walks. Who else can do that? What other artist can do that? You see what I'm saying? They tried it with Chance the Rapper, not enough momentum. They even tried it with Kendrick, but he flipped into that Hebrew Israelite shit and they said, oh, hell no. So they stopped that one real quick. You see what I'm saying? So you got to pick somebody who has the right recipe of weak-mindedness, right? And the assertiveness of wanting to succeed so bad that they're willing to do anything for the attention. They're willing to do anything for the success. You know what I'm saying? Kanye's the perfect guy for that. He's a perfect guy for that. See what I'm saying? So you got to understand what the agenda is. And if you understand what the agenda is, then you can figure out what their next move is. Like I said, I called this 2 years ago. And I'm going to find that video and I'm going to post it up again so you can see where I called it almost verbatim how it was going to go and how Christianity was going to start a whole new movement into the hip hop realm to try and recalibrate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because consciousness is winning. It is what it is. It is what it is. And consciousness is proving itself every single day. You see what I'm saying? So they have to create a culture shift in order for them to survive even the next 5 years. Even the next 5 years. I mean, you know it's crazy when you got white folk waking up talking about, yeah, you know, Africa, you know, that's where it all started. You know, wow, like I never knew that. Like, wow, the Egyptians were black. Like, really? Wow. Like, when you start seeing that start to happen, that's scary. That's scary because now, you know, now you raising up whistleblowers who could stand up in school and say, excuse me, teacher, this isn't right. Because there ain't nobody that could shake up a school classroom like a white boy. Huh? Wait, talking about, this is not right. Huh? Talking about the lessons that you're teaching us, it's not right. You see, it's you can complain all day. You're probably getting expelled, detention, or they call the damn police on you. But when the white man start waking up and these white boys and white girls in school start waking up and start saying what you teaching us is incorrect, I have some black friends who taught me better. That's a scary situation. And the only thing that can bind somebody from doing that is religion. You have to put it in their minds that everything else is evil. You have to. Because once they delve into look into it, they're never going back. They're never going back. Once you leave Christianity and go into consciousness, there ain't no going back. You'd rather be an atheist before you go back. That's the common agenda. You don't know nobody that wakes up, becomes conscious, and then goes back to church. Doesn't happen. You see what I'm saying? They don't do it. So, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to have the world moving where it's moving now without some sort of counterpart of status. You need an A1 celebrity to orchestrate a culture change in the way that they need it at this point in time. You need a A1, somebody who can shift culture and have enough influence to shift the culture. So you're going to see a lot of Christians starting to delve in electronic beats. They're going to start delving everything Kanye. Everything Kanye. Expect it. Just expect it and get used to it. Expect other stars to now join in with Kanye. The hardcore Christian stars and celebrities start to join in with him. You know what I'm saying? To get their status up as well. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you want to call it, whether you want to call it religion or a hip hop concert, you got bodies coming into a building, paying money, tithes, offerings, hundreds of dollars, right? Filling up these spots. And they're listening to Kanye play some music, play some beats to build his energy up. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm never playing my old stuff again, right? What does that mean? That means all my new stuff, you better check it out. That's what that means. You got to deal with the binary. So if you're not playing with you're not playing the old stuff no more, then you got to be introducing new music, which means we must be having to tune in now. Because you're not playing the old shit no more. So that means that now we got to listen to all the new shit and figure out where you're going with it. It's a sales tactic. It's a clever sales tactic, But you got to peep it. People pimp the church every goddamn day. Every damn day they pimp the church. We just the ones that figured it out and ain't scared to talk about it, ain't scared to say it, and be public with it. You see what I'm saying? We figured it out. And we disconnected ourselves from it. You see what I'm saying? So, but I peeped the game. If there's one thing I can tell you about the game, if there's one thing I can tell you about the agenda, they know how to switch that up when it's time. And I peeped it. So this is why when it comes to African spirituality and the sacred sciences, you need to grasp this stuff now. You need to be on the front lines already and already using these principles and applying these principles. Don't come afterwards, after the fact, after the war is already over. You already supposed to be chiseled by now. You see what I'm saying? Getting ready to combat in this BS because it's about to start getting crazy. We just warming up. I promise you, 2020 is going to be a crazy year. 2019 was like the closure of things to let you know, all right, let's assess what's going on. Right? We gather some intel. All right, now let's start making moves. You see, the moves that they're making now in the fourth quarter is to line things up for 2020. Always remember that. The things that's going on now have nothing to do with right now. It's always lining things up for what's going to happen in the future. So 2020 is the year when you're really going to see an explosion. Why do you think they keep pushing the album back? He said, oh yeah, it wasn't the mixes. And kept pushing it back. Because timing is everything. You understand what I'm saying? They have to line you up. If you're not focused on timing, if you're not focused on what they're doing ritualistically, you won't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're trying hard to keep that Piscean era alive. That's a fact. Because the age of Aquarius is starting to flood to the point where it's overflowing now. So, they have to truly empty their cup of their old ways and now usher in a new definition of what Christianity looks like. A new climate. It's going to be a whole new infrastructure. And you're going to start seeing people that were anti a lot of things now begin to compromise. You're going to see a lot of compromise in the upcoming months with Christianity and what they're willing to accept. Shit, they already accepted homosexuality. Remember when that was super forbidden in the church? Now these motherfuckers is getting married and they marrying other people. In the church. Before it was just you might see a little sprinkle. Maybe you find one that looks a little questionable and he in the choir stand. Now, oh no, they're behind the sacred desk. They're now men and women of the cloth. How quickly, just like that, how quickly it has changed. Where what became unacceptable, then moved into questionable, became compromisable, and now it's full blown. It's full blown. And you can't even talk about it without them accusing you of judging somebody. Huh? You can't even talk about it. So you got to peep the cycles, man. Pay attention. Pay attention. What I tell you, I said, I'm not the smartest. I am not the smartest person in the world. I am not the smartest rapper in the world. But the majority of the planet has the attention span of a squirrel. They just all over the place. You introduce, hey, you got one little shiny thing over here, boom, 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 and you start looking. Meanwhile, they're setting you up with something else shiny over here. So as soon as this become whack, and you turn your head, oh, shiny, 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 and that's what you do. You're just looking at all the shiny shit that they giving to you. See what I'm saying? Because our attention spans are just, we need everything. Instant gratification. Our knowledge got to be quick. You know, if it ain't 2 minutes, I can't even pay attention. I ain't got no time. I can't pay attention to all the details and what's really going on with the knowledge. Just give it to me real quick in 2 minutes to 5 minutes and we good. You know, remember when we used to have songs that was going for 6 minutes long, 7 minutes long? Not no more. 2 minute songs. 2 minute songs. Real quick. It better be fast. A lot of energy. Let's see. And we good. You know, quick. You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. Pay attention. Because it's going to come at you fast and you won't even realize, like, oh, shoot, 2 years done went by that fast? Yeah, I remember that Jamaar Milton video. That was just 2 years ago. Damn, well, we here. We here now. You see what I'm saying? So now you got to be even more in tune with who you are. You got to know what the hell you're doing out here. You got to stand on something. You need to be able to stand on your square. What's your square look like these days? Huh? Somebody start talking crazy. Is you just gonna let it fly? Or is you gonna make sure that you stand on your square and stand on your opinion? When somebody come at you with some nonsense that's totally against nature, huh? Are you now compromising? Or are you standing on your square still? You know, because now it's becoming widely accepted. You're gonna start to see this stuff become widely accepted throughout Christianity. They have to evolve. Staying the same is not going to work for 2020. So expect it. Look for it, pay attention to it, and don't fall for the fuckery. May the divine force in me be the divine force in you, and may you manifest every heart's desire. Ashe family, and peace. I love y'all.